Hamishi of the year. I'd like to talk about Uman right now, because Uman is something that lots of people don't understand it. Okay? Yeah, Uman Rosh Hashana. Uman didn't start with thousands of people. Uman wasn't official. Uman was almost persecuted by the higher-ups, by the big yeshivas, especially the Panovich yeshiva. Uman is a very high avodah. Uman, a lot of Lubavitchers used to go all through the years. Both my Zaydas went before the war, my Lubavitcher Zayda and my non-Chabad Lubavitcher Zayda. Uman had Avdim. Uman had people who would daven all day. Rosh Hashanah, they didn't sleep. They woke up in the middle of the night. They chapped 2 hours of sleep. Then they didn't have much food during the war. And to sneak to the cave was almost impossible. You had to roll on the floor. My Zayda said you had to roll for a few blocks, I'll tell you a few miles, but I don't want to say things that sound unbelievable naturally. And the avodah was so high that you were there by the tziyun, the schar bris. Today it's so easy, because you come out of Rosh Hashanah, you could be a guy that has no, as the Lubavitcher Rebbe would say, ashtena har, it's a leva even. But you'll definitely feel, because of the high, first of all, people are in the forests. You can hear people yelling out, oi, oi, oi. And it all comes back to me now. It's all coming back to me now. Rebbe, 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 baby, baby, baby. It's a high thing. So there's people who laugh at it, and there's people who denounce it, and they're both either they're litzanim or they're just assholes, like Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi. What does he believe in? Uman is something that may have been started by the Hasidim alone. May not have been Nachman, may not have asked for the Hasidim to come and to be there after he passes away, and to be there after the people moved to Israel. Uman was the center of the Haskalah. Uman was the end, they say. It was the end of the world, so to speak. They had every type of shul over there. An old man in Uman took me around and said, this is the shul where the Chayatim, the Schneiders used to daven, the Schneiders shul. This was the economics shul. This was the philosophers shul. This was the religious people's shul, the Avdim. I came to Uman the first time was Chanukah. There were boys over there in their 20s davening on such a high madrega that they could not, they forgot that they didn't eat breakfast, they didn't eat supper. And just a regular shachris on a Chanukah day, the avodah was so high. And speaking of Rosh Hashana, and I see some people, first of all, we must forgive them each. We must forgive those spoiled Americans who think Uman is a beautiful pilgrimage and it's a fun thing, and it's like Mecca, but you get to drink wine. And then you must forgive those people who know nothing about it and even persecuted. They don't understand. Uman developed over the years into a very high madrega. So during the war, just to mention, there was not enough food. So they would come with a bag of bread and maybe something to stick in, maybe butter. They would give it to the people sitting in the klois davening. And once they would fuel these guys with a little bit of bread, these guys were davening and saying Tillim all day. And we're not talking about Rosh Hashanah, the days before it. Uman is a Chabad minig. Unfortunately, many Lubavitchers don't know this. My first time in Uman, I was very afraid. I thought I had to keep it a secret because of the You know, I was in the yeshiva and I lived in a religious system. A religious system, everybody's looking over their shoulder and there's ghosts in closets and everybody has a ghost in the other guy's closet. So you're always afraid of nothing. You're always afraid of the other guy's shadow. And then I met some older Lubavitcher, Yerushalmi Lubavitcher, different people, and they said to me, and there was Nachman Rusasher, the Zayda of all the Kanelskis was there. He said he used to live right next to the Tzion of Reb Nachman. He went over to the house across the street on Pushkina and he said to the family, Yatu Jill, I lived here once upon a time. So when my brother went to Uman for the first time and he came home, my Zaydi, Reb Makel, said to him, wow, you were in Uman, what's going on there? And he told him the story, how he was there during the war. My other Zayde, who was a Mesnagid, also went to Uman. Mesnagdim were very known to go to Uman. Lubavitchers went to Uman through the years, before the war, after the war. Maybe the Rebbe didn't have it on his agenda, but wink wink. Uman is, Uman, I asked once an old Breslover Hasid, what's the avodah? Where do I daven? What do I daven? What do I say? There were so many people there, different types. There were people that didn't even know that they have to hear shofar that day, that came from Israel. There was a young man, a Breslover young man with a shtreimel, and he would stand by the corner of Pushkina and say, Shamatem Kiyat Shofar Baduk, did you hear Kiyat Shofar today at all? And he would blow the shofar, and he had to do it so quickly because another crowd of 300 people are moving by. And at the pace of maybe 2 miles per hour, think about it, you only have 45 seconds to be mitzvah another 300 people to Kiyat Shofar. That's how crowded it was only 10 years ago. So just it all comes back to me and I love to feel it. It's something that I want to feel. It's amazing. What else? So I asked the old chassid in Uman, what do I do? What's the avodah? He says to me, Uman is not about davening. It's not about fixing your habits. This is not a Christian system. Christians have a list of sins. Laziness, gluttony, sex, drinking. Yeah, all the Galachim made this shit up, by the way. And a lot of Yidden bought into it. But if you want to know more about that, you just have to go to your local library or watch my channel. I'll help you out. He said to me, the avodah of Uman is just to be there. And Reb Nachman said, Ja gedaven, nicht gedaven. Ja gegessen, nicht gegessen. But you did daven, you didn't daven. You were here. You scored. It's avodah of a tzaddik. It's not something we understand today. Today we understand magicians and messiahs. That's all we understand. And spiritual leaders who take people for a ride. Everyone in your friend's car, and he's going somewhere and you're like, dude, where are you going? Come on, tell me where you going. And he doesn't tell you and he's not honest and he drops you off 3-4 miles out of your way. Today we have religious leaders that take the masses for a ride and they drop you off miles away and you don't have an education, you don't have a career, you don't have a fulfilled life. What are you going to give the world? What chesed could you do if you're a dumb fuck? You could cry with people? That's what the Indians used to do and they got killed by Columbus. So Uman is a high avodah and it cannot be described on this lens and this stinking little channel on this YouTube. You're not going to get it on one foot. You want to know what Uman is on one foot? Maybe don't do unto others which you don't like done to you. But no, the feeling of Uman cannot be described on one foot. Thank you for watching Sheni V'Chamishi.